Now look into the news. New Delhi's perilous recalibration with the Taliban. So here the context is, reporters suggest that Prime Minister Narendra Modi may appoint a new envoy for India's embassy in Afghanistan. So here envoy means in historical terms it is a messenger sent by a king. So for us in modern terms it is a messenger sent by the government of India, and in this context there has been reports that Prime Minister Narendra Modi may appoint a new envoy for sending to the India's embassy present in Afghanistan. So here this article is important to understand the India and Afghanistan relation, the challenges associated and a way forward to it through different factors. So first let us see the Taliban's background. So here we all know that Taliban is a Islamist militant group which was formed in the 1990s in the place of Afghanistan. So looking into their origin, they were formed after the Soviet Union's withdrawal in 1989 during the Afghan Civil War, and they mainly comprise of two groups, that is the Pashtun students and the ex-Mujahideen who are part of the Taliban. So ex-Mujahideen are people who were part of the Afghan Civil War and who wanted to overthrow the Soviet Union. Now looking into the rise to power of these groups in 1944 to 1966, they formed a group which was formed by Mullah Muhammad Omar, and they as a group they seized Kabul in 1996. And looking into their ruling in the year 1996 to 2001, they brought in the strict emphasis of the Sharia law. So they overthrew the Sunni law and they banned music and women's education. They also harbored groups like Al Qaeda and also Osama bin Laden, and they had overthrown the US government after the 9/11 attacks. So this has caused a major insurgency from 2001 to 2021, almost a decade. Insurgency, we all know, it's a rebellion to overthrow a government. So it was an insurgency formed by the Taliban group of people where they fought the US-led forces. They included many warfare techniques like the guerrilla techniques, but after a decade, the US-led forces had withdrawn by the signing of the Doha Agreement in 2020. Now, looking into the return in 2021 till present, the Taliban had took over the Afghanistan and they are facing isolation and as well as economic crisis along with the resistance from the NRF. So, National Resistance Foundation it's a militant group who are against they are known as anti-Taliban, who are against the present rule of the Taliban. So here we all can understand how complicated one's own country's history is, and we need to know how important India would be juggling through all of these global conflicts. Now looking into India's Afghanistan relations, here India has a more of a strategic partnership agreement from 2011 where it strengthened its ties in trade, culture and security. So historically also India and Afghanistan have had their trade relations even more. Now looking into trade and connectivity, in 2017 we brought in the air freight corridor where it boosted the Afghans exports to India. Next, bringing in the infrastructure of the Chabahar Port in 2017 where it brought in direct trade route bypassing the Pakistan. Looking into the cultural ties, we bring in scholarships and training for almost 3,500 plus Afghan students in India yearly, and other important cultural activities like sports includes cricket and football exchanges, and also the formation of the India-Afghanistan Foundation, that is the IAF, where India funds cultural and other economic projects altogether. Now looking into the humanitarian assistance, especially during the period of COVID, we brought in 75,000 metric tons of wheat and medical aid. Looking into addressing their food security, almost 1.1 million tons of wheat for drought relief was given. And looking into medical aid, there were diagnostic centers which were brought in Kabul. So here approximately 1,710 Indians currently reside in Afghanistan who are engaged in different sectors such as banking, IT, construction, healthcare, NGOs, security, and in the realm of academia. Now, looking into the challenges in recognizing the Taliban, here Mainly it is on the women's right violation, as there is no education and jobs for women, and also the risk of terrorism. So here Taliban has been accused of supporting terror groups. Now, through the news that has given through the involvement of envoy for the embassy of India in Afghanistan person, let us look into more of its significance of this engagement. First, countering China's growing influence. So we know a lot of projects such as the BRI project by China, where they are trying to invest in Afghan projects also. It brings in influence of China's dominance over the region. So India having a formal relationship through the embassy present in Afghanistan can strengthen our ties also and put our global importance. Next is countering Pakistan's role. So here already through the port engagement of port, which is bypassing Pakistan, is a controversial status for both India, Pakistan as well as for Afghanistan. So here countering Pakistan roles by Taliban seeking ties beyond Pakistan can be encountered. Therefore, looking into a way forward, first there needs to be assurance of Afghanistan to remain terrorism free. Next, to press the Taliban to respect the human rights. We all know how different global powers such as the UN have all involved. And next is having balance of engagement with security concerns, as it is a global issue. So I hope the article is clear. Uh, so this historical understanding is very important when it comes to, especially for the international relations, for us to know the foundation of how different countries works and what is the present status of it. So now let us see a mains practice question. A stable Indo-Afghanistan relationship is crucial for South Asia's peace and prosperity. Analyze India's approach and challenges in engaging with Afghanistan. So here whatever we have spoken can be seen as a framework for this question, and also I ask the students to put in the answers in the comment section. So I hope this video stands as the most basic idea of India and Afghanistan's relation, and I want students to even to look into more aspects of this relationship.